everyone. So, despite what it looks like, fair season is almost upon us. But in order to do that, I need things to sell, so I figured I'd document the process and hopefully come out with some good videos for you guys. Now, I've done spike knife videos before, but I think these will be different enough to warrant its own video. Gonna save me time and leave a nice rustic look that appeals more to some people. So, without further ado, let's get going. Unfortunately, I ran out of coarse abrasive, so in the meantime, we're going to go on a bit of a smithing spree until my new belts come in the mail. So basically, I'm just going to production style line up a bunch of spikes and turn them into knife planks. Quick update before my camera runs out of space. Those three are done. Two more ready to go into the forge. Alright, I only have 10 seconds before the camera runs. So these two are done. I think I did a little bit better of a job of forging in the bevels with these two. That should make grinding a bit easier. With these last three, I think I'm going to use the spring fuller to begin the transition between the handle and the blade. Frankly, with the other ones, I just pretty much forgot. But this should make the transition smoother and also make divvying up the metal easier and faster. So let's give it a go. So in previous spike knife videos, I've mentioned that I usually just put up with the cold shut at the tip because I couldn't figure out a way to prevent that in a timely fashion. The solution to that was really quite simple. I just realized all I ever had to do was round off the corners like I was trying to make a piece of round stock from square. That gives you the geometry you need to be able to flatten it without forming any cold shuts. Alright, so the next batch of 5 are ready to have their profiles ground in and the rough bevels ground. The last 3 I definitely got much better at forging in the bevels. The advantages of this is kind of twofold. The first being less time at the grinder. I already narrowed down the edge to a much thinner thickness than if I had left all the bevel to be done at the grinder. And also because I'm forging the bevels, I'm just relocating a lot of the material, so we actually leave a lot more material than if we were to just grind it off. Alright, so it's the next day and we got some scratchy surfaces in the mail. These are new to me. I'm excited to try them out. Pretty popular though. These in particular are Norton Blaze belts. I got 50 grit and some higher grits for finishing. So to start, I'm just going to use a crappy old used belt to roughen the profiles on those knives, and then we can give the Nortons a try. So this is pretty cool too. I don't know if you've noticed, but I started recording my voice separately so I can do fun stuff like this. So this is cool. I can record my voice separately, and I can be way over here and you can still hear me. It's pretty cool. See, like I bet you wouldn't have thought I'd like just show up behind the camera like that. That's some pretty cool, fancy stuff, huh? So the time has come for heat treat. So I'm going to give each one of these a normalization cycle, and then we'll do a water quench. Then I'll coat them in oil and temper them. And go. So those are packed in there like sardines. I'm gonna go walk the dogs and we'll see how they turn out. It's the most knives I've ever had there at one time, so we'll see how that goes. Hey you, wanna go for a walk? Wanna go for a walk? Take that as a yes. Alright, so after the first tempering cycle, I had to take 5 out. I was never quite getting the temperature. I think it may have been radiating heat faster than it could ever pump it into the knives. So I did 2 batches of 5, and now we can get grinding the final bevel. Stay. Alright, so I brought all these to 120 grit, which is where I usually stop on these spike knives. And I put on a cutting edge with that same 120 grit belt. So now it's just time to knock the burr off and sharpen them up. Alrighty, thank you all so very much for watching. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. Welcome aboard to all the new folks we've gained in the last couple of days. We'll have to do something special for 500 subscribers. But in the meantime, I got a couple of fun projects coming up, some new projects. I know I've done some spike knife videos before, but yeah, I got a couple of brand new things in the works. Alright, the snow is melted, which means it's fair time. So I'm all stocked up on my spike knife inventory. Speaking of which, if you want a spike knife of your own, you can find my website here. So yeah, thanks again. It's getting windy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.